Now from Wish TV, this is Countdown to Kickoff, Indy 11. Coming up, after a 3-game road trip to start the season, the Indy 11 return to Carroll Stadium for their home opener against the LA Galaxy 2.
They're going to be with us. They're with us for the 90 minutes. They'll be with us for every home game, and that's kind of the message that we've given to the new guys.
The 11 had a roster overhaul this season, and it's time to put the boys in blue on the hot seat, asking all the tough questions, including Team Brady or Team Manning.
I got to go with Peyton. I think Tom is the GOAT, but I'm from Indy, so got to go with Peyton.
Plus, we'll introduce you to the future of the 11, whose father is a former Mr. Basketball.
Shooting the basketball with snow falling down, out there by himself, rebounding by himself, and that's really taught me how much of a hard worker he is.
Welcome home, boys in blue. Countdown to Kickoff home opener starts now.
Hi, everybody. Good evening to you. I'm Anthony Calhoun, and welcome to Countdown to Kickoff, Indy 11 home opener. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll get you ready for the 2022 home opener as the 11 welcome the LA Galaxy 2 come to town for what should be an exciting match at Carroll Stadium. Plus, as you might have noticed in the first 3 matches of the season, there are lots of new faces this season. We'll introduce you to some of them. And we've got a story about a member of the club that has ties to a former Indiana Mr. Basketball. But we begin tonight out at Grand Park. The boys in blue excited to be back on their home turf after a tough 3-game trip that saw the 11 begin the season with road matches at Loudoun United FC, Tampa Bay, and their arch rival, Louisville City FC. A 3-game trip that ended with a 0-2-1 record is not a trip the boys in blue are proud of, but they believe coming home is exactly what they need to get back on track.
They're going to be with us. They're with us for the 90 minutes. They'll be with us for every home game, and that's kind of the message that we've given to the new guys, that as long as they give everything, which obviously I'm sure we will, the crowd will back us all the way, and they'll help us win some big home games this season.
It's a really nice atmosphere. I think just the ground is pretty tough to play on, but the way we play this year with the coach, the way how he have us to play, it's going to be fun. It's different, totally different from last year.
All right, well, here's a look at the USL Eastern Conference standings after 3 matches for your Indy 11. Louisville City FC, who the boys in blue just took to the wire for a 1-1 draw this past weekend, is in first place with a 3-0-1 record, followed by Tampa Bay and Pittsburgh, who both have 2 wins already. The 11 currently in last place in the East, but that draw against Louisville is hopefully a sign of what's to come for the boys in blue. If you watch the 11 this season and wondered how many newcomers this team has, you're not alone. So we decided the best way for you to get to know the boys in blue is to put them on the hot seat. We got their takes on a lot of topics, including if they are Team Brady or Team Manning. Their answers might surprise you.
Hi, I'm AJ Cochran, 2nd year with Indy 11. We have a lot of new faces on the team this year, so we're going to get to know some of the new boys in blue. Here we go. First off, let's introduce yourself.
I'm Stefano Pinho from Brazil, so I'm happy to be here. I'm a striker as well.
Justin Ingram.
I'm Alexander McQueen, London born and raised, also play for Grenada.
All right, time to ask you a question. What team outside of Indy 11 do you support?
So I support Fluminense from Brazil, and I like Real Madrid as well.
I support Man City. I think just the way they play is really fun to watch.
My club back home in England is Aston Villa. That's my favourite team. But we kind of base our game on how Liverpool play, so we're big kind of fans of Liverpool as well.
I support Arsenal, unfortunately, at the minute.
All right, with Justin here. First question, Ronaldo or Messi? Messi.
Messi.
Messi is the best player ever, so.
Stefano. I'm kidding. Ronaldo.
Second question, here in Indy, big basketball state, are you a Michael Jordan or LeBron James guy? LeBron, easy. Another easy one.
MJ over LeBron. Jordan's just clutch, man.
I'm going to say LeBron.
And a hard one, are you a Peyton Manning or Tom Brady guy?
That is tough. Being from Indy, I have to say Peyton.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. Don't know what I was meant to say, but sorry.
I'm going to disappoint people here. I'm a big Tom Brady fan. Tom wins.
We have 11 different countries represented on our roster this year. And a question for Mr. McQueen is your craziest travel story?
Last year, we played El Salvador away. We had a letter from the president saying we could come into the country, which was denied. When we got to the customs, they were like, no. And then when we was meant to be boarding, the tickets they gave us was actually to Costa Rica, going back. And they said, when you get to Costa Rica, then you're not our problem anymore.
Been to some really good place, I'll tell you that. It's great to see the country. Going to Puerto Rico was pretty cool when we were in NASL. Actually, Indy 11 would have gone to Puerto Rico as well, so that was nice. But I think it's when the things you remember, it's when things might not go to plan.
One time, like we were like with the flight, and you cannot like land because it was like some like rocket around the airport in Saudi Arabia. So we stay like for a while, like 35 minutes away the rocket goes, so we can like land it there.
I really don't have many crazy travel stories. I guess I'm from Indy, so hopefully I have not too many this year either. We're at home, and I'm excited for the year.
That is great stuff right there. Great to know the boys in blue. Okay, time for a break, folks, but we've still got a lot more to come to your way here on Countdown to Kickoff on the home opener, that is. Coming up next, our Olivia Ray goes one-on-one with the man in charge. That's right, Indy 11 head coach Mark Lowry weighs in on a number of topics, including what fans can expect when they come out to Carroll Stadium this season. Plus, the story of basketball and soccer colliding for one of the youngest members of the Indy 11, a Mr. Basketball connection that you're not going to want to miss. Countdown to Kickoff, home opener, preview show. We'll be right back. All right, back in November, the Indy 11 introduced Mark Lowry as the fourth head coach in franchise history. A hire that earned rave reviews with his track record that included leading the FC team he is part of as well to back-to-back Western Conference Finals appearances in 2019 and 2020. And in El Paso was the third best team in the entire league on points in 2021. Our Olivia Ray spent some time with the new man in charge, a conversation that's about more than soccer.
Thanks, AC. Joined now by the fourth head coach in club history. Mark Lowry takes the reins of the 11 after leading the El Paso Locomotive to 2 Western Conference Finals in his 3-season stint in Texas. He comes now to Indy to take over for the boys in blue, and we're going to lead off with that. Your excitement level of being here in Indianapolis and what your plan is overall for this club here in Indy.
Yeah, I feel so happy to be here. It's a club that I've followed from afar for a while now, even back to the NASL days when I competed against Indy 11 for Jacksonville Armada. So I know what great fan base this club has, the history of the city, and what a great sports town it is, and the success it's had in the past. So my job is to kind of bring those successful days back. The last couple of seasons are probably underachieved. And my job and the players' job now is to kind of get this club back on track and get some playoff football and try and bring a championship back to Indy.
Now, I threw a couple numbers at you guys right off the bat, but one of my favorite numbers in Coach Lowry's bio is that last year he led the Locomotive to the longest undefeated home streak in North America in professional soccer, 23 undefeated home games. What does defending home turf mean to you? Because obviously it's important, and the people of Indy, they love to hear that.
You know, the fans play a big part in that. The fan base here in Indy, I know we can make Carroll Stadium a fortress. Teams should hate to come to play us at home. Like I said in the past, I've had success with building winning teams, particularly at home. Those unbeaten streaks I'm very proud of. And I would love to bring that here to Indy. I think it's possible because once Carroll Stadium, once it's open and the fans are in there and we're playing, that place has got a great atmosphere. I've played here before with teams, so I know what it feels like to be on the receiving end of that. So I know the Brickyard Battalion and the rest of the fans are going to make this a difficult stadium for teams to come, and I hope to have another win streak here in Indy.
We know the Brickyard Battalion loves to hear that. that. We also know they would love to hear about Coach's playing style. We've heard a lot of interesting things from some of the new faces we've met who've described, I think, your coaching style, what you imagine the play on the field to be as fun, and they said it's going to be interesting at all times. So if you can explain it to us or sum it up.
Yeah, it's a good question. I'd be interested to hear what the players said about that, because they're the ones that matter, really. So we've kind of broke it down this season with the guys as we want to win moments. The game is made up, I believe the game is made up of lots of different moments. If we can win those moments, it will lead to winning the game. And if we win games, it wins championships. So we break the game down like that, from throw-ins, free kicks, corners. We have the ball, they have the ball, into different moments. And we work on managing and controlling and kind of dominating those moments. So for me, it's about winning seconds, winning minutes, and ultimately winning the game. We like to have the ball. You know, that is how you can control and win the game. It's part of it. But for me, it's breaking the game down to win little moments, and you add that up brick by brick, and you ultimately end up with a good result at the end of it. So I've told the players, I hope they kind of express that as well, because like I said, we are here to try and win. That's the main focus. So whatever we do on the field will be geared towards kind of pushing us towards the opponent's goal, creating goal scoring chances, and trying to cue the smoke as much as possible this season.
We love that. We also want to know about this brick by brick that you built with the new roster. There are a lot of new faces here. There's only 3 guys that have actually been in Indy for longer than a season. So if you can explain your additions and why you brought some of these guys on board.
You know, when I came in, I felt the place just need freshening up a little bit. I have my own way of doing things, obviously. So from a staff perspective, from a player perspective, kind of having a clean slate was good. I think we obviously kept 6 or 7 guys from last season, great guys that deserve to be here. But I felt we needed to add to that and kind of create a good foundation and start the process of getting this club, like I said earlier, back into the successful column of winning games and trying to get in the playoffs continuously. So starting again was a good thing. I think it's freshened things up. There is a bit of a rebuild going on. You said brick by brick, we've got to build this up now to become a club that's dominant again, that's at the top of the standings, because Indianapolis is a great city. Indy 11's got a great history of winning. They've won in the past. So it's here. We've now got to kind of go a little bit of a rebuild, and I think we've got some great guys in the locker room to do that.
I know overall you said you want to just help this club get better, back to where it was, but do you have numbers or specific goals in mind that you brought to the table as you joined Indy?
Once again, I wouldn't say numbers. I'd say when you look at all the stats that are out there, I think we want to be the top of all of them. So we focus on creating as many shots as possible. We want to be top of the shots. We want to be top of the goals scored column, and then at the other end we want to be really good defensively, so we want to make sure that at the end of the season we look back on our defensive record, we've conceded the least amount of goals in the league as well. I've done that in the past at El Paso. We were at the top of most of those kind of statistical breakdowns, and I believe we can do that here, and I think that we've got the guys in the locker room to do that at both ends of the field, be successful. Then, like I said, you do that process day by day, game by game, week by week, then at the end of the season, the outcome results tend to look after themselves, and that's the goal here, to put this in place so it creates successful teams over the next 2, 3, 4 years.
All right, now we want to step off of the field and help this city get to know our new Indy 11 head coach a little bit better. We understand you're a family man, so if you can, I guess, just describe your life outside of soccer to the city of Indianapolis.
Yeah, so I'll tell you this, my family is ecstatic to be here. They've settled really well in Carmel. My girls are in a great school, elementary school. Olivia and Madeline are their names. So they're very happy, and my wife loves the area. She's made friends right in the neighborhood. She's got girls that she runs with, kind of when I'm at work. She can have that social aspect to her life, which is really important. So we're in a great place. We're so happy to be here, and like I said, I think if we can win and I get to stay here a long time, my family will be very happy with that, because so far they've settled really well.
All right, before we go here, just a message to fans as you guys return to Carroll Stadium for the first home match of the season. You've been there before, you know it's a daunting place to play, but what fans can expect from you this season, from the boys in blue, here in Indianapolis?
Yeah, we can't wait for that first home game. We've still got to wait a little bit longer. Obviously, we've got to go on the road for 3 weeks, but once we get back and LA Galaxy come to town, we want to show the fans what representing Indy 11 really means, and the effort they'll see on the field from the guys, the teamwork, the togetherness. It's something that I want them to be proud of. So when they watch us play, win, lose or draw, they're going to see a team that they can be proud of, that cares about the city, that cares about each other. And like I said, the effort is going to be for me, it's the most important thing. So I hope the fans leave the game, like I said, win, lose, or draw, proud of what they saw on the field, proud of the effort of the guys. So they can go home proud of what we're doing here, knowing they can come back next week and see us do it all again. So yeah, I can't wait to get in front of the fans. Like I said, a few more weeks yet, but once we do, I think the fans are going to like what they see.
All right. Thank you so much here to head coach Mark Lowry for joining us. A lot of new faces here with the boys in blue this season, including our head coach. We're glad we got to meet him and get to know him a little bit better here on Wish TV. But that does it here. I'll send it back to you, AC.
All right, Olivia, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Coach. All the best to you right here with Indy 11. All right, when we return, folks, an up-and-coming score for the Indy 11 shares his connection to Indiana High School basketball history. Tonight, our Charlie Clifford retraces this heartfelt Hoosier State story back a quarter century. Plus, you can catch the boys in blue right here on Wish TV or our sister station, Mighty TV Channel 23, all season long. We'll take a look at the schedule. That's still ahead. All right, we're back, and tonight the story of basketball and soccer colliding, folks. For the youngest member of the Indy 11, his journey on the professional pitch is just beginning. But the roots his family has on the hardwood, according to our Charlie Clifford, that will only help down the road.
The big stage never silences Palmer AULT. Still shy of his 18th birthday, the three-time All-State scoring sensation at Noblesville High School, already in an Indy 11 uniform, ready to become an unstoppable scorer, just like his mentor.
Me and my dad have a great relationship. From a young age, he's always taught me to be respectful, be the best person I can be. He's told me about all the experiences that he's had, shooting the basketball with snow falling down, out there by himself, rebounding by himself.
In 1995, the high school basketball box scores out of Warsaw were remarkable. 30 points per game, Indiana's Mr. Basketball, Kevin AULT. And now, he's a proud soccer dad.
Never really sat out as a goal of mine to win Mr. Basketball. It was just one of those things that just happened over time. That soccer, I didn't foresee that being the one he stuck with, quite honestly. My wife and her family have some soccer background, not extensive, but I didn't know anything about the game.
Kevin AULT went on to play at Missouri State for former IU star Steve Alford, together reaching the Sweet 16 for the first time in program history. This season at the mic, Palmer's going toe-to-toe with the pros that in some cases are nearly 20 years older than the former Millers State champion.
Palmer AULT comes into the game.
There was no real sense of reality that this would happen in such a small amount of time. I mean, once I started training with these professionals for Indy 11, right from the get-go, I've started taking in a bunch of knowledge, and I've learned so much in the small amount of time that I've been here. It's an experience I'll be able to remember for the rest of my life.
Palmer is still planning on heading to Butler in the fall. His current USL contract with the 11 keeps him eligible for NCAA play for the time being. Wherever this story goes from here, Dad is simply sitting back and smiling.
Whether you get in the game or not, just to enjoy the ride, because you'll look back on it and it'll go by fast. So you got to look, you look back on him and be able to say that you gave it everything you had and you made the most of it.
Bottom of the net or back of the net, the AULTs can score. Charlie Clifford, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
Oh, what a story there, Charlie. Okay, coming up next, if you want to watch the boys in blue, we've got you covered, folks, all season long. 20 home games are on the schedule. Coming up next, we'll tell you when and where you can catch the 11 in action. That's coming up. All right, we're back here, folks, and hey, the home opener coming up on Saturday, you'll see right here on Wish TV. That's coming up at 7 o'clock is the kick for that. And then after Saturday's game, the other games you'll see on our sister station, Mighty TV Channel 23, you see Atlanta as well coming up in April, those 3 matches there. And then we got 2 matches coming up in May, all those games on Mighty TV Channel 23. So that gets you started there with the schedule. Once again, good luck to Indy 11 this season. We wish you all the best, and hopefully you all can make a great postseason run. Thanks everybody for watching. Have a good night.